And welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Your Miami Heat victorious in overtime over the Dallas Mavericks. They win 123-118 and finally get that record to an even 7-on-7 for the season. They win at home after a long break, after a long rest. The Miami Heat back to 500 for the first time since being 3-3 on the season. They are now 7-7, and they needed some extra juice for this. This was a hell of a thriller, but the night was starred in by one Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets, Jim VP, getting it done for the Miami Heat with some sick shots at the end. Had no fear at going at anybody in this game and needing big-time baskets, then making big-time plays for his team. That is why, he is as good as he's been, man. I mean, like, this guy really, know that he's dealt with the injury, but he is still such a hub for this team in creating offense. Probably could have had a bigger night, too, if it wasn't for some missed free throws in the aftermath of this game. But he finishes with a cool 33 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, one of them a monster on Quentin Grimes. He was an absolute demon today, Jimmy Butler. Absolutely all over the place. But the one that obviously stands out, he had a couple of clutch baskets with about a minute left. Jimmy Butler drives it to the rim, throws up a sick circus shot over Derek Lively, and it goes in. And you're just thinking to yourself, holy shit, how the hell did that go in? What a shot by Jimmy Butler. Tyler Hero in the aftermath of that game, calling it a lucky shot. Whatever you want to call it. You want to call it luck, you want to call it skill, whatever it is, it was 2 points, and it went in for the Miami Heat. But nonetheless, the Miami Heat also still had to deal with Kyrie Irving, who came back right after that and hit an ice-cold bucket to put the Dallas Mavericks back up 1. And so you're thinking to yourself, all right, let's see if Miami can come back. They do not. Tyler Hero kind of gets bottled up, doesn't get off the best shot in the world. Spencer Dinwiddie, I mean, this guy was, I don't know why this guy got the green light today, but he was not hitting anything. But he shoots it. Jimmy rebounds it. It gets poked away by Kyrie Irving, who gets the loose ball and beats Bam to it. Mavericks call timeout. There's about 14 seconds left. They run it off. They foul again, and Dallas is heading to the line. Kyrie Irving steps foot, misses the first free throw. You're like, all right. So he misses the first free throw, 113-112, hits the second, 114-112, 8 seconds left. Miami Heat, they send out there Alec Burks, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love with Duncan Robinson on the inbounds. Duncan Robinson, they're looking, they get it in. Mavs foul with about, 5.3 left. They send the same group out there. Duncan Robinson looks, sets up Jimmy Butler with a beautiful pass towards the basket, gets the bucket and the jam, past Derek Lively. To me, it looked like an and one. Eric Spoelstra was incensed. He was furious. He said afterwards he thought it looked like a 3. A lot of emotions. You can't really dwell over it. Jimmy's got to come down. He's got to contest on Spencer Dinwiddie. Maybe he didn't have to contest on Spencer Dinwiddie today. That guy was building a brick house like he was the third little pig. But Jimmy Butler, they end up getting the miss. It goes in and out. We're heading to overtime. Spo is livid with the refs today, to a point where he just like like we all saw Spo at the end of the Pistons game where he just lost his marbles. This was one where like he was losing his cool, and then for a second just like kind of squatted over the court to like find himself, like to center himself again, because he was so enraged that Jimmy Butler was not called. I thought for sure Derek Lively fouled him. I look back, it did look like he got a lot of ball, but he looked like he got some arm there too. That dude's an absolute moose. He could jump out of the gym, but Jimmy had no qualms about attacking him. He was going at Derek Lively nonstop in this game. It was an interesting one, too, because obviously a lot of people look at Derek Lively, and there are the comparisons to him and Kel'el Ware. Wouldn't know it. Kel'el did not play. That being said, the Miami Heat did get a sensational performance today by their second-round pick, Pelle Larson, who finished with 14 points in this one, 6 of 8 from the field, hit a three-pointer, had 5 rebounds, got a steal, got an assist. He was a plus 18 to lead the team today. Eric Spoelstra played him 37 minutes, and I found it fascinating for a couple of reasons. I don't always want to make it about who doesn't play. I think we should talk about, more so who does play. We know who didn't play. Kel'el didn't play that much. Nico didn't play that much, but it was warranted. Like, Pelle was playing his ass off. He was exciting. He was connecting everybody. Jimmy Butler afterwards was saying with the work that he has that he reminds him a lot of Jimmy. Like, he reminds him of myself. Like, that's what Jimmy Butler said, except a better shooter. And I just think that's really cool that this kid has stepped in here and has been this productive. You can see all of the reasons why. Like, doesn't back down, is putting himself in front of Kyrie Irving. Just is not backing down from any challenge. Is playing a lot of one-on-one after practices today. He just oozes Heat player. Super talented. And I'm not going to be surprised if we're going to see him in a lot of key situations. I just think Spo likes what he brings to the table and not needing necessarily the ball in his hands and finding those ways. So he was tremendous. But anyway, all right, we go to overtime, and Derek Lively got a putback slam, and we got a couple of buckets. Najee Marshall, he puts it over Tyler Hero to go up 2. Alec Burks then matches it, goes and gets a turnaround jumper. Kyrie Irving went to the line, or Jimmy Butler went to the line. He hit 1 of 2 free throws. He missed a lot of free throws today, left a lot of meat on the bone for his game. Derek Lively then gets a putback slam, and that put Dallas up 118-117. And then this is where the big man Bam Adebayo steps up into the fold. Jimmy Butler draws all the attention. He sees his big man, number 13, in the corner. Kabam! Big-time splash for Bam Adebayo. And the Miami Heat go back up on top, 120-118. But the thing about Bam Adebayo that makes him just a cold mother bleeper, this guy hits the big-time shot. And this is kind of the essence of the Heat's 2 big guys, in that, you get all the time, they're not natural bucket getters. They don't go and give you the 40. They don't give you the 50. But what Bam and Jimmy Butler do as a duo of hitting big-time shots and then going and guarding the best guy and causing havoc on the defensive side is beautiful. It really is. Like, I know their game sometimes is not the most spectacular watch because a lot of it is grit and determination, and they're going to just like bend a wrench in half and see we'll will you to death and all that type of stuff. And it's not like step backs. Although Ben's put some pretty stuff out on the floor today on over the past couple of games. But what these guys are able to do on both sides of the floor, man, I hope Heat fans do appreciate that, because Kyrie Irving was a demon out there, and man, he's good. He's so good with the basketball in his hands. And Bam goes from hitting the corner 3 to, at 6'9", he's like, oh, best ball handler on the court, on the wing. I'm going to go defend him. I'm going to go mess with him. I'm going to try and deter this. And he does. He forces a wild shot from Kyrie that couldn't go down. And I'm like, who the does that at his size? Like, I'm sure there are other guys, but like, not a lot, dude. Not a lot. Not people who are going to have to, like, that's what I say when this guy's the best defender in the league, and you're talking about, like, he is guarding Kyrie Irving, probably the best ball handler on the planet, but he'll also have to go guard Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, and he's going to get some time on Giannis this next game. Like, who the hell is taking those challenges, dude? And I just think that has to be appreciated as a fan. Bam did try another three. It went off the backboard. That didn't go so well. Thankfully, Spencer Dinwiddie wouldn't stop shooting, and Jimmy Butler would get a bucket, put the Heat up 4. Dallas would call timeout. There's about a minute and a half left, and that would be it, man. It would be kind of Brick City the rest of the way. Alec Burks would go to the free throw line. He'd hit one more. Pepas would play, and your Heat would walk home with the 123-118 win in this one. But it was a fun one, man. It was a fun one in the building. My favorite, though, is like today, off of 5 days, the Heat got down 13-8. They called timeout, and Spo, oh my God, was he losing his mind on the players. He was just like, you could just see him immediately. We got a great view of the from our seats. We got a great view of the huddle, and this dude was like shaking mad at his players for how they were defending early on in this game. And then, you had Jimmy come out there. He was missing free throws, and Jimmy just missed, he got to the free throw three times in a row, and he missed the front end of the free throws every single time. And you just heard him yell after the third one, shit, just for the entire arena to hear. It was an absolute delight. But yeah, man, this was definitely one of those where for Miami, they go to their bench. The guys who really stood, Alec Burks, man, that guy hit some onions 3 today. He had 15 points, 4 of 8 from downtown. That corner pocket, as Tyler Hero said, not afraid to hit him from there. He was not a great, and by the way, not a great shooting night for the Miami Heat. They shot 43% as a team, 46 of 107, 41 threes, 14 of 41 from downtown, and 17 of 27. They missed 10 free throws today. Probably could have made it a lot easier on themselves. Whereas Dallas goes in there and they hit less threes and took less threes. But, not the prettiest offensive night. They were better at the free throw line than Miami was. Kyrie Irving finished with 27 points in this one. Obviously, they didn't have Luka, but, I mean, we got to see a little bit of the Klay Thompson show. Didn't really strike fear like old Golden State Clay does, so I know that'll make Frog Boy happy in the morning. Najee Marshall was a menace. He was great. Honestly, I don't understand why Spencer Dinwiddie was getting so many shots and they stopped giving it to Najee Marshall. That didn't seem to make a whole hell of a lot of sense to me. But really, really great win for Miami. A great win, a gritty win. A game that felt like it was, one of those kind of typical flows of this feels like it's going their way. Third quarter was pretty even, and then the fourth quarter they had to poke their way back and get through some adversity, and they did. So very happy with the win there. And Jimmy Butler afterwards, he begrudgingly had to give the tip of the cap to one Duncan Robinson.
Jimmy, Tyler referred to the end of the regulation as kind of chaotic. Spo thought you got fouled on there. How did you handle, all the emotions of that after making such a key play?
Part of basketball. I'm just glad that we took this to overtime and won. Spo is hellified, I just saw that he got voted the best coach in the association, rightfully so, because he be locked in and he be studying and stuff like nobody I've ever seen. And he drew up something that was incredible. And I hate to say it, but Duncan made an incredible pass. Thank you.
I don't know why he has to poor Duncan, man. Duncan's just here. He's just making great inbounds plays. Jimmy Butler's got to be like, all right, Duncan, you get a little bit of credit. Poor Dunks, man. Dunkyard Dog's just out here trying to make the right play. Tyler Hero, he talked about how it was chaotic there, how they had to bounce back from all that because Jimmy was kind of the only one that seemed like he kept his cool alive. Spo, Duncan was furious. Tyler was already furious because they missed a goaltending call on him from a Gafford block, and then Kyrie got a goaltending on the other side, and Tyler Hero's smacking the scorer's table. He was furious.
Level of you guys just having a reset because there was some frustration at the end of it, thinking that Jimmy got an and one there behind you.
We were frustrated a little bit, but it was more just chaotic. We just needed to calm down and get back in the huddle. rally everyone, and then go back out and just finish the job in the overtime.
It seemed like you were right in front of it. What was your view of the shot where a minute ago Jimmy's kind of takes the contact, left hand, no look?
Oh, that one. That was lucky as hell. No, we good.
You doing something right.
All right, great.
But between Jimmy, who's been, really good, man. Like, look, just the facts of it. The guy has really, really come to play, and especially, these last couple of performances that he's had, he's given you a 30-piece, he's given you a 33. These have been some strong games since he's come back from injury. Now, mind you, Jimmy's gotten some nice breaks on these. So, when we get into the grind of the season, that is going to be a fascinating thing to watch because he's gotten 13 attempts and 16 attempts respectively from the free throw line the last 2 games. I'm curious to see once we get to second night of a back-to-back. I'm curious to see, hey, 1-day rest, how's that going to look against the Bucks? They got a big one coming up against the Bucks Cup game on Tuesday in their building. So that'll all be an interesting thing to take out. But, man, his legs today look tremendous. He had a lot of spring in his step. He was attacking. He was aggressive. He brought it all, man. That block that he had on Grimes today was sick as hell. And nice win for Miami. Nice win. I'm glad that they were able to walk away with this one. This would have been a tough one to swallow if they weren't able to get this one, but they were. And they come through, and they're even. Steven, their record is back to 7-on-7 heading into this Cup game on Tuesday.